Welcome back to Security Simplified. As a security person, I'm a little embarrassed to say that I've accidentally committed passwords to public GitHub repositories probably more than once. And hard-coded secrets have always been a problem in organizations, and it's one of the things that I look for during a penetration test first, because it's one of the fastest ways that an attacker can gain access to a system. The issue here is that when developers hard code secrets like passwords or API keys directly into their source code, these secrets can make their ways into public repositories or application packages or binaries, and then into the attacker's hands. As microservice architectures and API centric applications are becoming more and more prevalent and more popular, developers often need to exchange credentials and other secrets programmatically. So, this type of vulnerability is very, very common and is becoming more common as we speak. While bug bounty hunting, I found things like basic authentication credentials, AWS access keys, and GitHub API keys in many organizations' public source code or binaries. A lot of the times, the only thing that attackers need to do to compromise an application is to search their GitHub repositories for accidentally committed credentials, and then they're in. So now the problem is, how do we detect these secrets in code before it gets leaked? The most straightforward way to detect hard-coded credentials in source code is to use text or regex search. Hard-coded credentials like API keys, encryption keys, and database passwords can often be discovered by grepping for keywords like key or secret or password or even AWS. These searches target identifiers like variable names or global names that are used to refer to secrets. And on a similar note, you can use string searches to look for keywords, known file names, and file formats that could indicate a secret. Like you can search for begin RSA private key to look for RSA private key files, for instance, because these files always start with this string. But the issue is that text searching is quite rigid and it can't always find a lot of the secrets that don't contain a certain phrase or a certain substring, and it also cannot find secrets that are not referenced with obvious variable names like password, key, secret. So this is where regex searches come in. Even if some secrets don't have predictable substrings, many API keys actually adhere to a very specific format, and you can detect these by looking for patterns in source code using regex searches. So one example is that AWS access key IDs commonly start with a string AKIA followed by 16 alphanumeric characters. So if you do a regex search like this one, you can very easily identify strings of this format. And on the other hand, passwords and URLs can be detected by searching for patterns that indicate basic authentication syntax, like this one. This regex search will discover credentials included in URLs in this format. So text and regex search is the first big way of finding secrets in source code. You can identify the key formats of the services that you use, and then target your search using those patterns. But at the same time, by relying on these searches, you miss out on secrets that don't adhere to a specific format or don't contain a specific substring, right? So this is when entropy analysis will come in useful. For the purpose of security, you can think of entropy as how random and how unpredictable something is. So for instance, a string composed of only one character like AAAAA has very low entropy, and a longer string with a larger set of characters has higher entropy. And you can test these strings out in this Shannon entropy calculator here and sort of take a look at how entropy is calculated in computer science. Entropy is a very good tool for finding highly randomized and complex strings, which often indicates a secret in an application. So, another way of looking for secrets in code is to scan for string literals with high entropy in your source code. So these are the two ways that you can scan your source code for secrets. A good strategy to minimizing the risk of hard-coded secrets being leaked is to scan your code for secrets with a scanner that is capable of both pattern searching and entropy analysis before your code makes it to production, and to store secrets in configuration files or secret management services instead of writing them directly into your source code.